Am I wrong for uninviting my fiance's work wife from our wedding? I, 29 female, am supposed to be marrying the love of my life, 31 male, in a few months. We've been planning this wedding over a year, and it's been a beautiful but stressful experience. But there's one person casting a shadow over everything, and that's my fiance's work wife, Lily, 30 female. Let me backtrack a little. My fiance and Lily have been friends and co-workers for around 5 years. At first, I was honestly relieved he had a good friend at work, especially since his job can be demanding and a bit isolating. I tried to be the cool, understanding partner who wasn't bothered by how close they were. But over time, their bond became something I just don't know how to handle. Lily is a huge part of his life. They text constantly, often late into the night, about everything from work issues to little jokes. She knows things about him that I sometimes don't, and it stings to realize how much he turns to her for advice and laughs instead of me. My fiancé reassured me that they're just friends, that she's his work wife, and that it's no big deal. But it feels like she's gotten so close that I'm sometimes the one on the outside looking in. As we got deeper into wedding planning, Lily started chiming in with her opinions. She had suggestions about our venue. It doesn't feel like him. Our flowers. He's never liked bright colors, remember? And even my dress, mentioned offhandedly that she knew his style and could help me pick something he'd love. I tried to laugh it off, but it hurt more than I wanted to admit. Here I am planning my wedding, and I feel like I had to measure up to her view of who my fiancé is. Last week was our engagement party, and it was supposed to be such a happy day, but I kept noticing Lily glued to his side. I tried to join their conversations, but every time she'd bring up a work story or an inside joke that left me feeling like a third wheel at my own engagement. Then, in one of the worst moments, I walked up just as she was saying, "You know, if you change your mind, you could always marry me instead." My heart sank. I didn't know if she was joking or half serious. Oh, you know she's not joking. Anyways, I didn't know if she was joking or half serious, but my fiancé laughed, brushing it off like it was no big deal because he wants her Pookie. Yeah. I couldn't just let it go. I pulled my fiancé aside later that night and told him how inappropriate her comment was. He looked at me surprised and said I was taking it too seriously and that Lily was just playing around. I felt like I was going crazy, like maybe I was seeing something that wasn't there. But how would anyone be okay hearing that from someone so close to their fiancé? No normal person would be okay with that. The last track came toward the end of the night. Lily had a few drinks and she came up to me, asking if I was really okay with how close they were. She said something like, I can't imagine him with anyone else. It felt like a knife to my chest. I wanted to scream, but instead I just walked away. Later, I told my fiancé I didn't want her at our wedding, that it was too painful to have someone there who clearly saw herself as part of our relationship. He got defensive, saying I was overreacting and letting jealousy ruin a friendship he cherishes. He even implied that uninviting her would damage his reputation at work. And now he's barely talking to me because he says I'm making him choose between his best friend and his fiancé. I don't know what to think anymore. I feel hurt, small, and like my feelings don't matter. My friends support me, but his friends think I'm overreacting and letting insecurity ruin our relationship. Am I the one blowing this up, or am I right to want some respect and boundaries? Am I wrong for asking him to uninvite her from our wedding after everything that's happened? Oh, he didn't update the story. I didn't see an update for it, but watch. Couple more months, you're going to be like, oh my God, you guys, my man has been sleeping with his best friend / work wife / his soon-to-be wife. Yeah, she's going to be distressed. Let's read the top comment. Top comment, not in the wrong, but to be honest, it sounds like the two of them are having an emotional affair. Her comments are completely inappropriate, and your fiancé's willingness to side with her and choose her over you is hugely concerning. I can absolutely predict on the day of the wedding she's going to try to insert herself into everything. It sounds like there's a level of jealousy here. And based on what she did at your engagement, this is going to escalate on the day you get married. And then you can likely look forward to a future of her inserting herself into your relationship. The home you buy, your children, and your husband is going to keep allowing this to happen. You need to ask yourself if you can live with the trouble. Honestly, people always blame the other person. Like, her man is okay with this. He wants his best friend. He is okay with all of this. That's what he wants. So who can you blame besides him? If she wants someone to get rid of, she can get rid of that raggedy man. Am I wrong for not attending my sister's wedding after she used my baby name for her dog? I, 29 female, am married to my husband, 31 male, and we're currently expecting our first child after years of trying. It's been a really emotional journey. There were some fertility struggles, a miscarriage last year, and honestly, we weren't sure if we would ever get here. But now I'm 6 months along with a healthy baby girl and we're over the moon. Ever since I was a teenager, I've had a favorite name, Lila. Is it Lila or Lila? Yeah, Lila. Is that Lila? Lila? What is it? What the hell? Anyways, it's my dream name for a daughter, and I've talked about it so many times that my whole family knows it's my name. It has a special meaning to me. My late grandmother was named Delilah. See, it's Lila. And it's my way of honoring her. My husband loves the name too, so we decided pretty early on this that would be our baby girl's name. 6 months ago, my younger sister, Emma, 27 female, got a golden retriever puppy. We were all excited for her, and she's always been an animal lover and was thrilled to finally get her own dog. But when she introduced us to the puppy, she casually said, "This is Lila." At first, I thought she was joking. I even laughed and said, "No way, Emma, you know that's my baby name." But she just shrugged and said, "It's a name, not a copyright." I thought it was cute for a dog. I honestly was stunned. I didn't want to make a big scene, so I let it go in the moment, but it really bothered me. As time went on, the whole family started referring to her dog as Lila, and it's become the default association. At my baby shower last month, I was talking to some family members about the nursery, and when I mentioned naming the baby Lila, my aunt literally laughed and said, "You're not actually naming your baby after Emma's dog, right?" I felt humiliated. I try to brush it off, but the more I think about it, the more it hurts. I finally sat Emma down privately and told her how I was feeling. I explained how important the name is to me, how it's tied to grandma, and how much it means to me after everything we've been through to have this baby. Emma rolled her eyes and said, "Oh my God, you're seriously still mad about this? It's just a dog's name. You don't own Lila." I told her that while I'm still going to name my daughter Lila, she's made it really awkward for me. She laughed and said, "Awkward for you, not for me." Now, Emma is getting married in 2 weeks, and I'm supposed to be her maid of honor, but I've been feeling more and more like I can't do it. I don't want to stand up there and celebrate her when I feel like she doesn't respect me or care about my feelings. Last week, I told her that I wasn't sure I could attend the wedding because of how hurt I've been about everything. She lost it. She called me selfish and accused me of ruining her big day over something as stupid as a name. She even told me, "You're the one making this a thing. Nobody cares except you." My parents are siding with her, saying I'm being petty and hormonal and need to let it go because family is more important than a name. My husband, on the other hand, is furious. He says Emma has been dismissive and mean. I shouldn't have to put my feelings aside just to keep the peace. Now I feel torn. Now, skipping her wedding is a huge deal, and I don't want to cause a permanent rift. But I also feel like Emma has completely dismissed my feelings and made this whole situation worse. Am I wrong for not attending her wedding? Edit. Seeing my inbox overflowing, I decide to call my parents to discuss what my next steps should be. I've shared the details in the comment section. Thanks for the gold, dear stranger. Anyways, this is really rude. Oh my God. And it made it even worse, the fact that she's been dealing with infertility for a while. Some people are so ridiculous. You think you have a crazy family until you come on Reddit and see somebody with a crazier family. Just because, like, that's why when I'm having kids, I'm not sharing my name with nobody. How many times on Reddit have I read stories on here, people stealing names and then try to gaslight people? Like, names are important. It's not just a name. If you knew, it's not like she just came up with it and, OP was hiding her name and then the other sister just came up with it. But no, she knew. Everybody knew. So why would you name your dog the same name that your sister, who's literally been dealing with fertility issues, who literally finally got pregnant, the name that she wants to use for her baby, and then try to call her crazy? What?